Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone. I am your God Empress and fearless leader of the Mindless Mob. And of course, with me, as always, is my wonderful host, my ho-host. We don't have co-hosts on the show, we have ho-hosts. And that's Star Wars Girl.
Hi! I'll be on camera in a minute, everyone. Sorry.
Don't
I'm
worry.
here. I'm alive. I'm sorry we're late. It was 100% my fault. I overslept.
Shit happens. But in the meantime, in the by and by, you get to take a look at that wonderful rogue image on her thumbnail. And if you haven't yet, guys, you only have a week left to back Anna's calendar.
And then another 30 days after.
And more days. But do it while it's live. That's important. But keep going. It's almost at 35K. It is almost at 35,000. So that's really exciting.
Really?
You can be the backer to put over. Yeah. It's very exciting.
Well, thank you so much, everyone.
Maybe we'll get there today. And while you're at it over on Indiegogo, you can help me start a fencing club. Here.
Yes. Okay, I'm here.
Yay!
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry. I was a zombie because I stayed up all night sewing. And then I watched parts of the trial, and then I fell asleep on the chair. And I woke up and I slightly moved, and then I got this insane, intense pain, right here on my butt. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw, when it's when you sleep on something, it makes that indent into you.
Oh, yeah.
I was sleeping on the extension cord where you plug the things into the extension cord. And I was like, ugh. So it's all sore right there.
Oh,
No, I'm probably going to have a bruise. But I'm alive and I'm here. And I'm awake.
Alive is alive. Alive is what matters most. I just realized, I was like, my mic is not on the right setting, is it? Nope. Now it is.
It happened to me the other day. It started playing on my webcam. I should actually check it.
Yeah. I've been noticing that StreamYard does not always read my, automatically connect to my mic. Hey, we got a lot of fun people here. We got the third turd, most diverses here. Baby Outlaw, the Leviathan, Borg, Andy McCallum. Thank you for posting the link tree. Reese, our birds suck, but that's okay. We love them anyway. Morpheus, Lord of Oneroy. That's Andy McCallum. Thank you.
Sorry.
There's me again. Alfonso Legrand Bear, Gordy86. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We do have a super chat in here already. Just don't make sure I don't. Whoa. Wow, that's weird. StreamYard is just letting me scroll back infinitely. That
never happens.
That's very disconcerting. Yeah.
I'm about to tweet this out, but YouTube's doing that thing where it's frozen.
Of course it is. Why would it want to work? Oh, I had a fun speaking of YouTube, I had a fun conversation today with Ellis from YouTube support. I'll read you the highlight of our conversation because it makes me laugh. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Pastor Flash. Not sure if you saw it or if it made a difference. Your calendar got a mention on Rakita stream with 36K watching, Hannah. Yeah.
I heard. Thank you to Nick. Nick is awesome. Pastor Flash, funny. I was putting the leafing on your eye. I decided to it's inside right now because I was like, I'm going to spend time with Peaches. And then he's like, I'm going to bed. And I was like, all right, I'm going to leave and watch Star Trek. And then after that, I'm going to sew. Is Twitter broken? Is that what's going on?
Maybe. Also, YouTube is okay. So the fun conversation I had with YouTube, I have one of these because you guys may or may not know about my plight, my ongoing plight with the channel and the algorithm and certain anomalies that seem to happen and rules that apply only to my channel. For example, you may or may not know that for those of us who have made this our grand pursuit, learning and studying the analytics and seeing how analytics affect different channels. You watch this. This is part of actually succeeding and doing well on YouTube is looking at other channels, looking at successful channels, seeing what they do and figuring out what works and what's not. And this is the only way to crack the ever mysterious algorithm, right? Everyone At first, when people started talking about the YouTube algorithm, it was like this mysterious thing that nobody knew about. And now everybody knows about algorithms because everything has one. Everybody understands that an algorithm is just, basically here's the pattern for the numbers and it affects the thing. And it's the way things work, the digital version. And so in any given system, in any one system, the algorithm should apply the same way given the same set of input parameters. Now, one of the problems with YouTube has always been that they are not transparent about what those input parameters are. For example, in the time that we have been YouTubers, there was one period where, and the ways you can find this, there are other people who do compile this and you can try to keep up with those trends. But there was a period for a while in the earlier days of YouTube when views reigned supreme, when the number of views your shit got was the most important metric in how searchable your content was. And then all of the other analytics, the engagement analytics, started to mean more. For a while, there was a big flip. And then people learned how to take advantage of it, and that's when it flipped again. But for a long time, it was the name of the game was percentage viewed. What percent of your video was actually viewed, and that was one of the first times that our channel started to get fucked with when that number got pushed from being a little important to the most important thing. That fucked with a lot of people who were in that making those 10-minute, 15-minute videos, unless they were already good in the algorithm, because then what happened is the watch minutes overtook the percentage viewed and made those and increased your algorithm. I was getting all very bogged down into numbers and shit like that.
I know all of this, and I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, you're like, but there's a science to it, right? If you have the time or the patience or the energy to study it, there is a science to it, and there's a way to actually make, create content.
I don't even think they really understand it. I think that because one of the things that people were speculating was that they already made the perfect YouTube system, but because they already perfected it, that they would need all these people working for YouTube. So that's why they constantly do all these updates that makes everything worse, because they have to create problems for themselves to fix. That way they have work to do.
Part of it too, I think another level of it too, is YouTube doesn't work if there are too many high-level creators, because if there's too many people above a certain amount, it works still, but YouTube doesn't want that because it reduces their overhead. They pay out more per creator once you're over 100,000, once you're over 1 million, 10 million, et cetera, and stuff like that. So it's not beneficial to them to have more high-level creators like that because they pay out more. So if their algorithm and it works and it makes sense, people will figure it out. They'll crack it. It will be easier. That's why anybody and their mom, if they just put a little bit of time and effort into it, can become an Instagram celebrity, right? Some people are like, oh, it's so difficult. Instagram is the easiest one. I can tell you the formula for becoming popular on Instagram. If you guys want to know how to build your Instagram, you start your Instagram, and then you take all different types of pictures, all different styles, with yourself as the subject, group pictures, nature pictures, all different styles of photos everywhere, and then narrow your categories when you see you get traction. And then whichever category you get the most traction in, that's what your Instagram is about. Nature pictures are what you hit on. Great. Your Instagram is about nature pictures. Food, you take pictures of your food, you're dining out. You take pictures of you dining out and what you cook. You take pictures of your face. Me, if my face is not the #1 featured thing on my Instagram post, I will not get traction on it. I have to be a featured part of my Instagram pictures in order for them to perform well. So you start out, throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks, whatever you find. And it's harder if you really specifically want to do something. If you're cool with just whatever, I just want to get more followers, then throw everything out, whatever gets, even to the tune of that one got 20 likes versus this one only got 5. Great. Whatever that 20 like picture is, that's your golden ticket. And you start riding that, and you post every single day. And at the exact same time, every single day of the week without skipping a day. And when you start to gain and use your hashtags and use consistent hashtags, use an equal blend of popular hashtags, like over 50,000 uses, and then less popular ones, like in the range of 1,000 or so and a couple hundred. You mix those in, you start to figure out which one of those work the best for you. You use the ones that get you into the communities where people like you. And then as you start to organically grow and get new followers outside of your immediate sphere, you reduce posting to once every 2 days, and then once every 3 days, and you're twice a week, and then you're once a week. When you're at your peak growth, you're only posting once a week, and you're making sure that that post is the best, most beautiful, most perfect examples. That's the rule with Instagram. The bigger you get, the less you post, the higher quality each post is, the more thought out each post is. Seriously, guys, you do that, you can become an Instagram celebrity in 3 months. And because it's obvious, and Instagram does not change their algorithm. They don't give a shit. No, they don't pay out their users directly. So they don't give a shit how many 8 million follower Instagram models they have on their platform.
Well, they also changed their algorithm, so all of the Instagram models got pissed because they're like, "You changed the algorithm on me."
Probably because there were too many Instagram models, clogging.
Which doesn't make sense to me either, because I'm like, wouldn't you want people on your platform to be, I don't know,
saturation,
making money and growing? But I think that was their problem, was people were just growing too fast.
If you have too many big celebrities, your platform is not exciting because there is no biggest celebrity. You need to always have that certain level of exclusivity for your highest tiers. So Instagram probably finally reached that threshold where they went, shit, our entire platform is becoming diluted now, and had to shake shit up.
I just got so incredibly comfortable right now. I was like adjusting, and then I was like, oh, I like this. I'm going to sit like this for like a minute.
Now I'm wondering if 17 Live, the other app that I'm on now, if and when they'll be incentivized to change their algorithm, because their system is already designed better. It's already designed to be exponentially harder to. YouTube is the flip. YouTube makes it incredibly difficult to get your foot in the door, but exponentially easier the bigger you get to continue to grow, to continue to, be the size you are, etc. But 17 Live does the opposite. It forces you to work harder to get to each level. Like, you literally have a level. Like, I'm at level 41 on 17 Live. That's cool because I'm well beyond being a newbie. But it's also like, I rocketed from levels 1 to 30.
How many levels are there?
What?
How many levels are there?
I don't know if it stops, but basically every time you level up, the threshold for experience points you need to go to the next level gets larger. So each time you want to go to another level, you, with an exponential range, have to get more and more experience points. The fastest way to the way they set it up though is the fastest way to get those experience points and get those growth metrics is by getting money. So if you have people who give to you, that is the fastest way. But it's whatever, Andy. Andy's a higher level than I am on 17 Live because users get levels, fans get levels as well as streamers, which is cool. Fans win events. Andy just won 5,000 baby coins from for placing second in an event. So that shit's cool. That's our currency over there and stuff like that. So it's designed better design over there. I'm gonna post that link too if you guys want to check out Your God Empress over on 17 Live. It's way more fun over there. Yeah. So my conversation, here's the highlight of my little chat with the YouTube guy, because I've had many of these, right? And they usually go to the tune of they usually start somewhere like, hey, why do you unsubscribe people from my channel? We don't do that. Okay, but you actually do. No, all of your followers are either accidentally unsubscribing or they're just old. We're just old accounts we're deleting. I'm like, oh, so you delete like on average 3 old accounts off of personally my YouTube every single fucking day. But other YouTubers with way bigger followings somehow have not managed to amass the same amount of dead channels. Weird. And then they tell me, and then I tell them things like, well, my best friend Anna, who's a YouTuber with over 200,000 subscribers, has been unsubscribed from me twice in a month before. I really don't think that she's lying to me or accidentally unsubscribing from me. So, and that's when they don't.
It's like, I don't even get notifications for your videos. I have to manually check your channel. And for a while, I would get notifications when you did a live stream, and then that completely stopped. And now it's like I have to either manually check it because it doesn't show up in my subscription feed when you're live, or I have to check your Twitter to see if you tweeted it. Or Peaches will tell me because he gets all of your notifications. And he's like, hey, Jesse's live. And I'm like,
That's
How the fuck
hilarious.
did you know that? And I did. And he's like, I got a notification. I was like,
4
why the
people.
fuck didn't I get a notification?
Because YouTube hates you and me personally.
Yes.
Like that's, I mean, it's hilarious. It's like I'm on the stream. So this is the stuff I'm dealing with, right? And look, I'm not here bemoaning the size of my channel or the amount of views. I'm not, that's not what's happening. I'm not sitting here, I don't care about the size of my channel, the amount of views I get. I'm very happy on 1-7 Live. I don't know if I told you, it's their anniversary month and they're doing a big anniversary event. And I'm competing to be the top musician. So this is why I like 1-7 Live, because I got over on this platform. It's their second year. They're selling their second anniversary now. I became a contracted streamer on this platform in March, and I've worked my ass off on it. And now I'm actually in competition to literally get, become the #1 voted musician on 1-7 Live this month.
Nice.
It's really exciting. So go over there, guys. Save your super chat money, buy baby coin, and send me gifts over there. Speaking of super chats, let me catch a few of these. So I don't get too far. Whoa, weird, bizarre. Okay, yeah, that's just a thing now. StreamYard just lets you scroll up infinitely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean that's great. That's helpful, but also weird. Look who it is. It's the Grand Hobbit of the Cave. I don't think I can read that out loud because you used Anna's face. It's Russell Hall. Oh, Russell Hall is doxing himself as a Grand Wizard of the KKK. That's good. Russell, I had no idea that you and I were members of the same club. Kidding. It's a joke. I'm a Jew. They would never let me in. Are you sure that a plug wasn't the real cause of the pain in your butt? You don't have a headache, do you? Whatever. A doctor.
Oh my God. I actually do have a headache.
Well, definitely. Always, obviously, go to a doctor every time you have a headache. That's the right answer. 100% of the
Fuck
time.
that. It was exciting.
Macy, thank you for the thank you so much for the black kitty cat, Macy. I appreciate you.
Anna looks very comfortable. You have no idea. I didn't even mean to like slouch down like this, but those that don't know, I have to sit on a few pillows on this chair because it's already lifted all the way up. And so I was like trying to like scooch to like adjust this pillow, and I just slid into the most comfortable position I've ever been in. And I'm like, I don't want to move because it feels really good.
Dude, last week on Tuesday, when I had my back-to-back 1-7 Live and YouTube streams, I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it from bed. Doing it from a bed. And I did. I was very proud.
Oh my goodness.
Mustaverse, thank you for the super chat. Has been doing 3 vids a day since November 1st. Variety of sci-fi media using decent advice from both of you. Actually, so thanks. Oh, well, I'm glad we were here.
Oh, congratulations.
It's a fun learning curve. Well, Mustaverse, are you modded over here? I feel like you should be if you're not. Just add you in.
Mustaverse, damn it. I'm gonna get to lose
sure
my comfortable spot. Mustaverse, I started adding the gold leafing to your eye as well. It looks really nice too.
Mustaverse, please, as you are a mod, feel free to drop your link as well in the channel. And I'll make sure I drop you a sub as well. But yeah, do what makes you happy, man. Do what makes you happy. Thank you, Russell. I'm trying to think of a way to spin this where I don't accidentally sound like I'm referring to you as a KKK member, but I've proudly accepted my, position that they'd never offer me anyway. Those of us who watch the Kyle Rittenhouse trial have already heard enough about algorithms. Let's move on to Beaching about entertainment news. What is the entertainment news is not much less depressing. The entertainment news right now is Alec Baldwin shot somebody and 8 kids got trampled at a Travis Scott concert.
No, I got some fucking news, bitches. I broke a news story 8 fucking months ago, and they're just now fucking talking about it because Henry Cavill did an interview with the Hollywood Reporter, and everyone was tagging me in it. And I'm like, I've said all of this already. Get on my super fucking simp level because y'all are 8 fucking months behind. And I'm just saying that the whole Captain Britain thing, I did a whole video. People laughed at me. They're like, Anna, you're just thirsty. You just want him to be in everything. And I'm like, no, bitches. They set up the Captain Britain thing in fucking Avengers Endgame. Is it Endgame where they see Peggy? Or is it in... Yeah, because they go back in time.
Yeah, Endgame.
So Peggy is talking about Captain Britain to those guys. and there's like paper where you can see Captain Britain's name, which I'm blanking on right now because I just woke up. But there's been speculation forever within the Henry Cavill fandom that it's going to be Henry. But one things that I did in another video, which looking back on it, I probably should have titled it something different, but it is what it is, where I did an expose on Henry Cavill's fake girlfriend and his manager.
Oh yeah, I remember talking.
There's screenshots in it. The entire video is just screenshots. I've never scripted a video, but that one I had like little bullet points on my phone, and I'm like, there's too much information, and people lost their minds that didn't watch the video. But if you actually watch the video, you can see all my information. So Henry Cavill's manager, Danny Garcia, who is The Rock's ex-wife, she hired a concept artist to do fan art of Henry as character. So the fan art of him as Captain Britain. That she hires this artist to do it, to put it out as fan art, so that way it'll get people talking, to create
art, manufacture hype. It's like the oldest trick of the book.
Exactly. And she does that.
Jeff was yeah.
Oh, but so I talked about that in that video because there's screenshots where the guy that does the art literally said, "Oh yeah, no, she commissioned me to do this," and then he deleted it after. But Henry Cavill, the Henry Cavill simps are strong, and they have deemed me their leader. And so they send me information. I'm not even kidding, because I'm like the biggest Henry Cavill fan.
Because you've earned that spot. If this were the 90s, you would be the president of the fan club.
I am, and it's pretty cool.
You'd be soliciting, addresses. You would be soliciting addresses and sending out little posters and shit to fans all over the country. Maisie, thank you for the super chat. I haven't gotten any notifications from most of the channels I'm sub to for over a year. I have to go to YouTube and check my feed for everything. I want to know what's going on behind the closed doors at YouTube, because shit is definitely changing and has been for a while. And they keep sending us surveys, asking about live streaming, because clearly that's what everyone else is doing. And it's just, anyway. Oh, the screenshot I took today, which I found really, really humorous, which maybe you'll find humorous. And I don't know. So Ellis, good old Ellis from YouTube support sent me a message that said YouTube would not literally look at a specific channel to restrict its growth. Press 1 in the chat if you think that statement is false. YouTube would not look at a specific channel to restrict its growth. Press 1 if you think that is a false statement. Press 2 if you think that is a true statement. Anyway, that's we'll just watch that tank tread for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That just I laughed out loud reading that. I'm like, that's going on Twitter later. Oh my god. I mean, like I'm not even because the thing is, I'm not above. I'm still within the realm of considering the possibility that it's inorganic, that it's just something with the algorithm. There was a YouTuber, she came back as Swoop. I can't remember what her channel was before that now, but she had like 500,000 subscribers or something like that. And overnight, it was like her channel got struck by lightning and it died just overnight. She couldn't get views. She couldn't get growth. She just stopped overnight. And she spent about a year trying to get answers from YouTube, and finally got somebody who wasn't even supposed to talk to her, sit down with someone like she knew, like had a friendly connection to, or something like that, who basically said, yeah, I took a close look at your channel and it's like, and basically that they're like, it's like it was struck by lightning. We don't know what happened, but it basically is dead in the algorithm, and we don't know what is possible to do to get it right.
Wow, you got confirmation?
No, that was another YouTuber that happened to. Another YouTuber, she did actually get confirmation though that happened. So that is a real thing. That is a possibility. It's possible that out of the blue, somewhere, somehow, by some accident, somewhere, in middle of 2019 or whatever, my channel got struck by lightning, and so nothing works anymore. But the problem is, that's the thing. That's where I'm at. Like, I don't care. I just want the answer, because if it's an algorithm thing, cool. I'll just start a new channel. whatever. You know, I mean, if you can't fix it, fuck it. I'll start a new channel. I don't really like, I give a crap. It's depressing. I've worked so hard for this, but like, great. At least I know that if I start a new channel, I won't have the same problems. But if it's personal, then tell me and I'll fuck off your platform, because I ain't going to go start a new channel and put all my work in here just for some asshole to go, oh, that Jessie Milestone chick is back. Fuck her. You know? Like, just fucking tell me. Do you hate me? Do you hate my content? Do you hate what I am and what I do? Something about me and my brand and my whatever rubs somebody in your little office poorly, like the wrong way? Tell me. Just fucking tell me. I'll fuck off. I don't care. But don't lie to me. Don't treat me like I'm stupid. And don't fucking expect me to hang around for you if you don't offer shit. I'm just saying. You don't offer me anything. It's funny, though, because I finally got his attention when I said, basically, I threw the whole like, you've ruined my channel and my livelihood and blah. But fortunately for me, I've been able to go make a living as a creator on a different platform. And then all of a sudden I got, can you wait a few minutes? I'm going to go talk to my supervisors. He's like, oh, I know. He told me, I'm going to get some specialists to look at your channel. And I'm like, you do that, sweetie. And when these specialists don't find anything wrong and find that everything is working normally, then fuck off and don't email me. We actually like hashed that out. He was like, do you want me to follow up when I hear from them? And I'm like, only if they find something. I'm like, repeat back to me what I said to you so I know you understand me. Because the last thing I want is another stupid ass email insulting my intelligence, telling me, well, if you just work harder to promote yourself, I'm sure you won't have these problems. I'm like, yeah, because I worked less hard to promote myself on 17 Live and it started making me more money. So now I do that work over there. Simple equation. Simple. It's like, but that got his attention right away. Like, oh yeah, I actually make money over somewhere else now, still being a creator. And that was, oh wait, people are leaving our platform because we suck. That's what happens. God, there's so many ones to scroll through to get back to this previous Super Chats. That was such a funny statement to me.
My
right?
mom called me.
Wonder what mom wants.
Woman, what do you want?
Russell, thank you for the Super Chat. You don't actually need to see a doctor for the headache. Just sit on the plug a while and you'll be fine. I don't think that's how that works. That Star Wars doll says I can fill in for Anna if she wants to sleep.
You weirdo.
I feel like that doll looks more like Mary Mayhem than it does look like you. I'm just saying.
I know.
It looks. Yeah.
What is my
it's just the generic. It's just the generic petite brunette doll. That's what it's for. All right.
It's like I think Sheila Aliens did it where she ran like my face through like a I don't know, some kind of doll simulator. So she put like a bunch of them on Twitter, and I was just like, these don't look anything like me. They look scary.
It looks like there's that one picture of Mary that she purposely made it look weird too, where it's like she's really, really made up, but it's super like blown out and like really close up. It reminds me of that one. And in my personal opinion, Anna and Mary look nothing alike. So there's that. Honestly, I'm not interested in hearing about it, but I too sympathize. I belong to a little club myself, and we've been having growth issues for a while now. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life for us. Macy, thank you for the Super Chat. Gotta go. Be great tonight. Thank you so much. Now, Russell, would that be the pro rape club, or is that the even dicier? We can't talk.
The one that's in his in his name.
Oh, that one. They have been having membership issues. I've heard them. I've heard about their struggles keeping membership up. I don't empathize. I'm glad you empathize with my plight. I don't empathize with yours. So sorry. I do have to say though, I'm not a big Spike Lee fan, but I will sing the praises of BlacKkKlansman. That movie was hysterical. It's like, and that's why I enjoy it. Not because it's poignant and it's funny. It's brutal. It's fucking.
I had no desire to watch it.
I mean,
I don't like any of the actors in that movie.
That's reasonable. I do enjoy Adam Driver in anything not ending in wars. Although possibly if he did a movie that's not Star Wars that ends in wars. But yeah.
Guys, I know I need coffee. I don't like coffee though. So
Yeah, the only thing Anna drinks with caffeine in it is Mio, and that'll kill her faster. So better let her be
Will
sleeping.
it?
I don't know, actually. I have to look at it. I would guess probably because there's more
We
artificial
should look
stuff
up.
in it.
Let's look up how bad Mio is for you.
That would be a fun.
Can you pull it up? I want to know.
All right. Let's find out. How bad is Mio actually for you, Anna? The Pro Grape Club is actually growing gangbusters. Well, I'm glad to hear that, actually. I'm glad to hear that because that's the one I'm for. That's the one I'm for. Did I read the Macy goodbye one? I did, right? The gotta go be great tonight. Good night, Macy. We love you. So you didn't see the Eternals, right?
No, but you told me the straight white guy is the villain. The one that's based on Superman is the villain. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah, obviously, naturally, that makes sense. But the funny thing is, like, he's not. Nobody's really a villain though, like, because he's the best they got. But even it's so stupid too, because the whole premise is the Eternals were created by the Celestial, and they find out that the entire reason for their being is to kill this one very specific creature that the Celestial is like, you just have to, it's the layers of the thing. Okay. So Celestials were like, all right, we need Celestials to be born. And so we basically shoot our load into the center of the earth, because the center of planets famously known for supporting life. And then in, I don't know, like a few gajillion years, the Celestial finishes just whatever the word is. I can't blank in the word for, germinating, whatever the thing is. And it goes kaboomy and gestating. That's the one. Yeah. It just finished gestating and it explodes out of the planet because the planet is just a fancy eggshell for it. And then all life dies. But fun fact, for some reason, the celestial being derives its energy to grow only off of sentient life on its planet. And so the Celestials created the Divergents, which are these monster creatures, as apex predators to hunt all of the non-intelligent life on the planets. But then they evolved to start hunting in the intelligent life too, thus slowing the emergence from being a thing. Thus the Celestial had to create the Eternals to kill the deviants that it already created, to kill the predators of the intelligent life.
I'm so confused.
Exactly. This is the premise of the movie. This is not even the plot. This is just the backdrop. Like, this is, and it brings up so many. So the Eternals, because their memories apparently get wiped every time a planet goes kaboomy, think that their job is just to protect the sentient life on that planet, even though they're not supposed to interfere to protect them from literally anything other than the deviants. And we find out, but the whole point is like, but we want the emergence to happen. So we want life to continue. So we need more sentient life on this planet. The logic is you're not allowed to interfere with human conflicts like wars, because wars actually further civilization and ultimately lead to more population explosions rather than population controls. So the underlying message of the Eternals is war is good for humanity. Like, legitimately, that's one of the themes of the Eternals. War is a positive thing for humanity. But that's good. But then Thanos showing up, like alien threats that literally want to come and just murder all intelligent life on Earth, thus halting the emergence entirely, are fine. And the Eternals are not supposed to interfere with that. That's fucking fine. That's fine for that shit to happen. All their literal only job is to clean up the mess the Celestials created. We made Divergence. We lost control of our own creation. Why you can't just poof them back out of existence because you're literally a fucking god that creates planets is beyond me. Why you had to create this elaborate robot, creature, the Eternals, to fight them, and why you didn't just make them all biologically superior in order to do that, I don't understand.
I'm so confused.
And so at the end of the day, what the Eternals all decide, this whole thing starts because Ajax, the leader, is like, no, but I love humans and I don't want the emergence to happen, because she's the only one who knows the whole time that this is what they're doing, that this is the real mission. And so she confides in somebody else, in the white guy, in fucking Icarus. And he's like, oh, and she's like, and she comes back to him because she's like, I think we should stop it. And so he kills her because he doesn't want to stop, because their job is to not stop it. That's why he
kills Selma Hayek.
Yeah, he kills Selma Hayek, and you find out that he's the one who basically, she dies early in the movie. You find later on that he's the one who did it because he acts like everyone's buddy, even though he doesn't want the emergence to happen. So when everyone teams up to start trying to stop the emergence and figuring out plans to stop the emergence, he's like really cool to just let it all happen and not actually speak up to do anything about it, when he could have been sabotaging the team the entire time. But he just kind of goes along with everything until he realizes, oh shit, this might actually work. Now I have to do something.
What's up with him and the Asian chick?
He's in love with her. They got married in like 500 BC, but then he left her when he found out that the planet was going to die, because he's like, oh no, she can't handle this truth. She can't handle the truth. So I'll just abandon her without saying anything so she can live her last few hundred years on Earth. And let the Earth be obliterated and not have to deal with her sensitive mind hearing the truth. Even though when her sensitive mind learns the truth, she literally becomes the one who can stop it all. But whatever, great boyfriend there who had no faith in you. And so at the end of the day, Mr. I will kill you all to stop you from stopping the emergence, can't fucking do it. He can't kill her to stop her from stopping it. And so he lets it happen, and even kind of helps it happen, and goes, oh, I guess my buddies, the Eternals, are more important than, this emergence. And then it's unclear what his problem is afterwards. Like, can he not live with the fact that he betrayed his mission to Erisham in favor of the Eternals? Or can he not live with the fact that Gemma-chan...
Erisham?
Huh?
Who's
He's the Celestial. Erisham's the Celestial. So it's like, can he not live with the fact that he betrayed his duty to Erisham, to the Celestial, because he's all my honor, my duty, my mission? Or can he not live with the fact that Gemma-chan is going to hate his ass because she knows he killed fucking their best friend? And for whatever reason, he just can't live with the consequences of either one of those decisions. So his ass goes and flies into the sun. He's like, I have too many feelings. I will fly into the sun. Because that's what heroes do. And also, I think they thought it was clever. Icarus flying into the sun. Wow. That's so...
How original.
Exactly. It was just like... Literally, we were talking about this yesterday on the stream. And Sweet Pea, Baby Outlaw... we were just talking about the guy. She hadn't heard us mention his name. And she's like, who is this Icarus motherfucker flying into the sun? I'm like, yeah, no, his name, that's not how you spell his name. They spell it Ikaris in the movie. And she's like, wait, that's his name? I'm like, yeah, she's like, I was just kidding. I thought, I was just making a joke because you said he flew into the sun. And I'm like, no, yeah, that's how on the note, that's how dumb this movie is while thinking that it's clever. So you know what a 5-year-old thinks they understand how knock-knock jokes work and writes their very first one, and it makes no sense, and they're so impressed with themselves, and everyone's like, okay.
How is Angelina Jolie in this?
She looks old.
Yeah, I know.
It's really disappointing because it's like, because the thing is, Selma Hayek looks her age, but she looks like she's supposed to. Like she's still sexy, but has a maternal edge to her. Like she's both. She's still tough and can fight, but she's gracefully older. Angelina Jolie just figured it feels like she's still trying to be that hot, young, youthful thing, but is just not but isn't anymore, And her character makes no sense because she has her memory wasn't properly erased between the last emergence and this one. So she remembers what the emergence is, and it's fucking with her mind that she's hanging out, protecting all these humans and bonding with them, when deep down buried in her subconscious, she knows they're all about to blow up. And so for some reason, that makes her want to murder all her friends. And so that's what she does.
I'm trying to follow this, and I'm so what?
Because she's fucking.
So she tries to kill all the Eternals.
She's fucking Gilgamesh, who looks exactly like Wong, by the way. Which is like, why would you cast two actors in your movie who are like built and look the same? Yeah, no, but the thing, she's also a very minor part of it. She's just like, it's just the plot point. It's basically. I think it's just the plot point to neuter her from being the most powerful warrior who easily could cut Icarus in half if she wanted to. Is like, oh, she's crazy town, so you don't know what she's gonna do. She's not gonna shield. It's just a convenient excuse to make her useless at the wrong moments, basically. And it's like, oh, you went crazy and let the deviant murder your lover in front of you. But then when you were facing that same deviant later in full crazy mode, and he was even using the literal voice of your lover to try to hypnotize you into being crazy, you have the mental fortitude to break out of crazy mode and murder him. Like, that would have been really great if you had that ability to do that before he murdered the love of your life. It's just like, there's so much that doesn't. It's another example, and this is something we've seen in screenwriting. Movies used to go like this. You have an idea for a movie. You start with the concept. You start understanding what your movie is about. And then from there, you figure out where your movie needs to go, where it needs to get to, where it needs to end and conclude in order to tell the story, communicate the concept you're trying to communicate. And then you add in the details, you flesh out the characters, you add, the side characters and the plot points and the elements to help you get where you're going. And when you do it that way, things become very obvious. I talked about this with Shang-Chi the other month, where like Awkwafina's character was a great example. You made her like have no traits, no unique traits whatsoever, except that she was good at driving fast cars, which paid off once when she drove a car well.
There's another, I don't know, like a double. Because first off, it's like an Asian driver and a woman driver in one, and so they're trying to. That was the most unbelievable thing I just heard about the Shang-Chi movie, is that
Awkwafina's supposed to be a good driver.
Awkwafina is that she's a great driver, and I'm like, she literally has got not one but two fucking stereotypes working against her.
And here's the dumb thing too.
No.
And then they lean into the regular stereotype by having her be the achieving Asian with the tiger mom who's like, why don't you go back to college and do all this shit? So she has that going for her. You had all this potential and you didn't live up to it. You just became just drive valet. And then the end of the movie, her big character payoff is that she goes to Magic Land, learns how to shoot a bow and arrow, and is kind of good at it, and then the next day pulls off a magically impossible shot to save the day. And so I'm like, okay, if you had bothered actually giving a shit about your writing, why wouldn't you take 2 seconds in that family scene in the beginning to write a throwaway line about how she was this close to making it to the Olympics as an archer? Why didn't she reapply herself and try again in the next Olympic cycle? Oh my God, literally one throwaway line right there. And that would have completely justified what she does at the end of the movie and created a really big emotional payoff for her character. And I'm like, that's so obvious. And you wonder if at some point somebody, because movies aren't written by people who write stories with heart anymore. Movies are written by studios who want to think about how they want to make a buck off of you. So you got to think some point in some writer's room, somebody floated that idea and someone else shot it down going, nah, it's way too obvious. Because, what do people like? People like being surprised. People like suspense. They like having their expectations subverted. So we can't do anything obvious. Like,
speaking of expectations subverting, I need to go get caffeine. So I'm going to run and go grab some because I am a zombie.
I was like, if I explain any more of the Eternals plot to you, you're going to fall asleep because Jesus Christ, caffeine.
No, my head just kind of started hurting. So I'm going to grab Excedrin and caffeine. So I'll be right back.
Take your time. I will hold down the fort. No, honestly, a well-caffeinated, hyper-awake person on cocaine couldn't stay awake through a full explanation of the Eternals plot. So I really don't blame Anna whatsoever. I mean, we spent 5 hours last night talking about what doesn't make sense in that movie, and I'm not even getting started. No more plot. My IQ is going in reverse. Is there any questions about this movie based on all of the nonsense you heard come out of my mouth? Because and now let me just say, if nothing I said about this movie made any sense to you, then I have done my job explaining it to you. Then I have done my due diligence. Have fun storming the castle. I should have said have fun storming the castle. You think it'll work? It'll take a miracle. Bye-bye. Hey, speaking of Princess Bride, that's a great opportunity to take this moment. Does it actually tie? Ooh, I'll talk about that when Anna comes back. Alphonse Le Grand Bear. Jesse, have you seen Dune yet? Not yet, baby outlaw. Not yet. But speaking of the Princess Bride, you guys have all seen that movie, right? If you haven't, watch it. Duh. It's the greatest ever. It still is. That movie holds up. Oh my God, it's so good. It's the reason I started fencing. I saw it when I was a kid. I was like, this movie is everything. I want to do this stabbing thing. Dude, I love, I still need to actually read it in whole, but I had a friend who read it like way back when we were younger, and I paged through it, and I was like, I love the concept of the book. It's hilarious. Did they explain Thanos was an Eternal? Oh, no. Somebody asked, what about Thanos? And they were like, we're not allowed to help in human conflicts. It's your law. It's the rule. Even though by this point, they've already completed their job to kill all the deviants, purportedly. And, I guess the emergence is also responsible for global warming. So this movie is anti-climate change and pro-war, which is kind of hilarious. Anyway, sorry. Princess Bride. Love fairy tales going up. Shrek. Shrek was a great love letter to that. I agree. The Princess Bride I saw for the first time. For the first time recently. Oh my God. I was just talking about the Princess Bride because someone said when you left, instead of whatever I said, I should have said, have fun storming the castle.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
If you guys do like the Princess Bride, though, I mean, that's part of the fun that comes into Milestone Fencing Studio. Literally, my email address for Milestone Fencing Studio is asyouwish@milestonefencingstudio.com. So, huge Princess Bride fan. You can become a founder of my club for only $5. For $5, you will become an official founder of my fencing club. And your name will be on the founder's banner that we will display proudly for all of time. So,
bitches, I asked for glossy. This is not glossy. This is matte. Those assholes. I said glossy. This is matte. This is glossy. This is matte. I didn't ask for matte. I asked for glossy.
Rude.
Oh, well, I ordered 2 just in case. What is this one?
Runs with Fandom is asked to just do theaters in LA require a negative test or vax papers. I believe technically now in LA County, all indoor places now are, and I actually think LA County is specifically proof of vax. Like, I don't think they accept negative tests right now. The LA County has become a vax mandates county for a lot of places. So yeah, that's in regard to that stuff. The vaccination conversation is one that I'm regarding as too polarizing, too political, and too wrapped up in everyone's
I got chips.
Chips are important. I will, as always, I will talk facts and I'll state things, but in regards to that, have your opinions, you're entitled to them, but we won't touch that shit over here in terms of that stuff. In terms of like, yeah, facts, what's required in your area, what isn't, and guys, feel free to express your opinions in the chat, but just know, please don't try to extrapolate what my opinions are based on the things I'm not saying. I'm purposefully not saying things because my opinions on this are not relevant in any way to our show. And I just want everyone feel free to, make up their own minds about it. That's where I'm at with that. If it doesn't have anything to do with my channel, it's not my business to discuss it with you unless you want to reach out privately somewhere else to talk about that shit. Any hoozle. Somebody asked, can we quote the fencing masters while we're sparring? Absolutely, all of the time. It used to actually be required in my club when we would practice non-dominant footwork. The coach would say, when I clap my hands, you have to jump in the air, switch to non-dominant, and then when you switch back, you have to shout, "Ha-ha, I am not left-handed." It was a requirement. Wolf Spain says, Anna looks like she's done with this. Just watch Desperado instead like I did. Salma Hayek is better and sexier in that movie.
Oh, Antonio Banderas in Desperado.
I don't even think I fully take take responsibility for describing the Eternals plot and putting you to sleep. Oh my God, Russell, you should come by for a meeting, Jesse, for the Rape Club, or the other one, because I'm down for the rape one. Most of us would rather see Captain Marvel 10 times over Eternals again. I agree. Captain Marvel was a better movie. Captain Twat Waffle sucks. She pisses me off. She's annoying. But most of the annoying parts about her come from the shit she said about the movie, not her actual performance in it. Her performance is unimpressive, but it's like, but not inoffensive. Like, it's just not good, but it's not. I mean, I guess Wooden is bad. Like, it's bad because she's not very emotive. She's not very expressive. But like, it's flat. She's pretty flat. She's just pretty uninteresting. But I'd say like even the scenes, like the buddy scenes with Samuel L. Jackson, he manages to bring her up a little bit, and it's not that long. It was like, it ran just a little over 2 hours, right? It was just a nice little tight 2. So whatever, suffer through a tight 2 hours of fairly pedantic bullshit and people trying to make me laugh at 90s nostalgia, whatever.
Jude Law.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's good. There's eye candy. Goose. I enjoyed Goose too. Goose was a solid part of that movie. Goose, the cat. The cat was fun. The Flurkin, whatever it was. That was a solid joke. That was the one visual element they actually did well in that movie. But yeah. Welcome, Emily. She says, "Thank you for rescuing me from the CBC. My parents watch it nightly. It gives me brain cancer."
What CBC?
I think it's Canadian news, probably. That'd be my guess. Feel free to fill us in, Emily, on what horrors Justin Trudeau is up to in America's hat now. Archer, also welcome, Dr. Coffin Nails. I saw you had joined us not too long ago, so welcome.
Dude, what is with people like fantasizing about Justin Trudeau? I'm like, he's not hot, but there's like this fad where like people just think he's hot. And so, what's funny is, speaking of like my calendar, there's so many calendars of Justin Trudeau, like sexy Justin Trudeau calendars of him just doing everyday stuff. And I don't get it. It's kind of like how Homer Simpson is famous in Japan. It's like, I don't get it. Justin Trudeau has like a very large gay following.
People, and then although the people I talk to just want him to die because he's an idiot. Alphonse Le Grandpère, before I forget, so how like in the early days of the MCU, the teaser, the end of credit sequence was like, oh my God, drop some massive, teaser for the next movie or the next phase. And you're like, holy shit, that's what we have coming. And you knew, even if it was for another property, another movie, another something, that it was all going to link back and make sense and whatever. So at the end of this movie, out of fucking nowhere, I don't even know who this character is. What's his face? Someone can tell me who it's supposed to be. Shows up wearing a cape with a troll played by Oswald Pattinson or Patterson or whatever. And
He killed his wife.
Is that what he did? I don't know. Oswald.
So his wife overdosed and he didn't help her, and then he got married before she was even buried.
That guy's a creep. I don't like him in general, but yeah. So they show up at the end. Oh yeah, I'm Thanos' brother. Yeah. Star Fox. Oh yeah, it's Star Fox. Star Fox shows up. For some reason. And then you wait the whole credits to find out that her boyfriend Kit Harington is Jon Snow / the Black Knight. And
whose boyfriend?
What?
Whose boyfriend?
Gemma Chan's human boyfriend.
Who's Gemma Chan?
The Asian chick. That's the
oh my God! So she was married to Robb Stark, and then she was dating fucking Jon Snow.
Yeah, she was married.
That's
to Rob
funny because I was
Didn't-
wondering. I was like, "Oh, look, it's both of the brothers in here." That's funny that Rob dies again.
I didn't even
But
think about that because they're only on screen together for like 2 seconds, and they have like, because that's the whole thing. Okay, you would think. Again, we can't do what's expected. You would think that in a movie that has her like 3,000-year husband and then her boyfriend that she's thinking about moving in with, that would be the perfect opportunity to have some of those good old-fashioned hijinks ensue on screen where you get to watch her regular human boyfriend try to measure up to literal Superman. You know, that's always good for a laugh. No, let's subvert your expectations by having nothing funny happen in this movie.
so, do they try to get like back together? Is there like that whole love plot?
Nope. He just kind of makes it clear that he's always been in love with her still, that he's still in love with her, and then doesn't really have time to tell her why he fucked off, and then finally does when it's the big reveal of, by the way, I knew all this all along and I didn't want to stop the emergence. So, yeah, it's just like, again, back to what I was saying about Shang-Chi's missed opportunity with Awkwafina's character. It's like, nobody cares in the writing. Nobody understands that writing is not about, oh, we need this thing to happen, so let's halt the movie and write in a flashback and 5 other plot points to justify this thing happening. Rather than like, okay, start the script with the things you need to have happen. Fill in the rest around it. Like, literally anybody who took a screenwriting class ever learned the joy of the massive stack of note cards with every important scene written on it that you slowly fill in like a goddamn puzzle, and build your screenplay out of this. Like, even though shooting films was linear and making movies was linear up until, you know, closer to the more of the advancements in editing came about, the writing process for filmmaking never has been. It has pointedly never been linear. And I don't understand why all of a sudden everybody, I know exactly why. And it's, like we talked to our friend in the building who works for Universal, and he's like, it's the marketing. We all do our job, the creatives, even down to the story groups, the people who are, you know, greenlighting the screenplays, who are working on them, who are deciding which movies are going to get made, are picking stuff that people want to see, that they want to see, and they're passing them on to, you know, production, and the marketing team is getting a hold of these scripts, and they're going, okay, great, this is an awesome story. Now let's take out half the white characters, insert a bunch of diverse ones, and figure out what the latest Twitter trends are, and make sure those have a place on pages 5, 12, and 67. And that's like Holocron Library. Fox made a little emoji of your thing. Are you okay?
I'm just tired.
Are you getting a migraine or something? Let's say you look.
No, I'm just like, this story is killing my soul.
I was worried. I was like, I just feel bad because like you're already tired and you're already getting a headache, and I'm just telling you more about the Eternals. I feel like I'm like, you know. So,
they're just like, it's diverse, and not once in like a single one of those interviews or trailers I'm like, but what's the story? Who is the bad guy? You guys didn't get involved with anything, so you guys are lazy motherfuckers. Then they're like, oh, there's the first gay kiss, and I'm like, so you're gonna cut that out of the movie too?
Oh God,
yeah, that's right, it's not being shown in China because you're director.
That shit, exactly. That shit, by the way, we as a society are so far beyond showing 2 casually gay partners share a kiss between husbands in a movie. We watched a presidential candidate do that on national television, you know, during the entirety of the election cycle.
Who is that?
Buttigieg.
Who's that?
He was one of the Democratic candidates, and he famously would, you know, walk out with his husband, kiss his husband. That my favorite thing that happened actually was when he met with. Do
you think he's the top or the bottom?
I think they're switches. I think they're both switches because they're both like very pretty but very masculine men. So
there's always a top and a bottom. There's a preference. There always
you can have natural switches. You can have natural switches.
I know you can be versatile, but there's always a preference.
I do think he's more the top though. I think it just makes sense in the political element. If it's like your husband's very happy to be your house husband for your political reign, then you got to know he's the top. It's just like Kellyanne Conway and George Conway. You know, she straps one on and puts it in his ass.
Well, no, there's like some gay couples where like the stay-at-home one is the
Is
one
the
that's
guy.
actually the top.
Based on I watched a little bit of their footage though, and based on what I've watched, I do think he is the take charge one in the relationship.
Do you want to see something that's going to make people in the chat lose their mind?
Yes.
So I have a tendency when I'm sleeping is I don't like grind my teeth. I snap my jaw. Like I snap and like it hurts after a while. And then I guess I clench too. So I've got all this pain. So I was basically told that I should get this little thing. And so this is like a jaw exerciser. And this is like the equivalent of like lifting 30-pound weights, but with your jaw muscles. And it actually helped so much.
Wow.
But it looks like very, very bad. Because it's like you just bite down on it over and over again. And so on camera, it's like embarrassing. And then it makes a funny noise. And I'm like, oh God.
I love it.
But I might go off camera and do that a little bit because it will wake me up. But I'm right here. I'm listening. If you hear weird noises, it's my jaw exerciser.
It's Anna's kinky sex shit. We know.
I'm not heck. It's exercise.
Yeah. Sex is exercise, Anna. Sex is exercise.
That's true. This is not fun, so it doesn't count.
Wolfsbane says so they stole from Hancock, but it's worst. Man, I miss old Will Smith. Hashtag FJada. Yeah. I do.
Fuck that rich.
We were watching Independence Day the other night, and I was just like, God, that Will Smith at his prime was so fucking great.
I know.
Russell, of course, the Grape Club is already too much of a. Oh, yes, absolutely come by the Grape Club for a meeting sometime. Anna, you can come too and bring a friend. Not Peaches or Jeff, though. In fact, no dudes. The Grape Club is already too much of a sausage fest. Gee, I'm so surprised to hear that, Russell. I am so surprised. I can't promise Anna's participation, but you got me on board. Andy McCallum, thank you for the super sticker. Andy sent us a cup of coffee that says tired. Thank you. Thanks, Andy. We love you. I love you. You're the best. And thank you, Russell. I think Buttigieg secretly likes the pussy. Come on. Did you watch that guy? That guy loves dick. That guy loves dick.
Dick is great.
He is excited. Also, if you've seen the two of them, like if I was either of the men in that relationship, I would be very happy to suck some dick in that relationship. They're both very pretty men. But I'm saying like, that's it. Like, you know, the joke was, oh, we elected a black president. Racism is over, you know, but there's a level of truth to that where it's like, okay, once Obama got elected president, nobody made a big deal about a black person accomplishing something in a movie anymore. You know, once you have politicians outwardly kissing their husbands on, it's like outwardly gay politicians have been a thing for a fucking while now.
Harvey Milk.
Exactly. That was kind of the big step, you know. Harvey Milk kind of did the thing.
Hey, what do you think of that conspiracy theory that Obama and Michelle are actually a gay couple and Michelle's actually a man and their kids are like rented? I went down the rabbit hole on it and I'm like, I kind of low-key believe this now.
I don't buy that one. I think that because the thing is, I think if you go back and look at his history, you know, if you go back and stalk the dude, Obama always dated white women. So I think he chose a black woman as a basic, like in a sense, a beard still, but just like picked a woman that was going to be better for his political career. So,
well, go down the rabbit hole because it's like intense. And I mean, there's some pictures of Michelle, and I went and tried to find like those instances myself, and I'm like, either she's got like an unfortunate hairdo down there, or that's like a very that's a bulge. Now, what kind of undies is she wearing?
To be fair, I do subscribe to the theory that Charlotte Flair is actually Reed Flair. So,
who's Charlotte Flair?
So you ever hear of Ric Flair? He's a famous wrestler.
No.
He is famous for going woo and his gimmick was like cheating. And all this. He was like, it's like the great. He was like one of he really, I think he's a Hall of Fame. I don't know, Jim, I'm still learning, but he was like one of the biggest deals in his time. And so his daughter Charlotte, her entire thing is she just copies her dad's shit. Like she wears she comes out dressed as like the Disney character of the moment, but for the longest time she was like she wore his robes, you know, she does the woo, that's her catchphrase, all this shit. Everything she is just built on her dad. And then and then she just consistently gets more. She has this like rock hard flat body with giant fake tits and a face that's gone through so many plastic surgery iterations that she doesn't look human anymore. So Ric Flair had a son, and his son hadn't killed himself. But and then shortly after that, Charlotte Flair's like, no one ever heard of Charlotte Flair, like knew about her or whatever. Then like it was sometime later on after that where Charlotte Flair became, you know, this wrestler and whatnot. And she kind of has like a very horsey face and like sort of mannish features and a very mannish body. And so there's a conspiracy theory that Reed didn't kill himself, that he is actually transgender and it's just Charlotte Flair.
So then what happened to Charlotte?
Well, Charlotte's real name is Amanda or Ashley, something like that. And so the theory is that she was just never real because nobody really knew a lot about her anyway. And that so she never existed, that it was always Ric Flair only just had a son, Reed Flair, and that Reed became Charlotte Flair / you know, Ashley Amanda or whatever.
I'm going to go Google this.
Yeah. So that's, this is what I've learned. Speaking of conspiracy theories though, I'll send it to you. But whatchamacallit? Bleep, 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 bleep.
So allegedly there never really was a Charlotte Flair, that the boy just had surgery.
Yeah, that he didn't actually kill himself, that he just had surgery, became a woman, and no.
Are there any pictures of him and Charlotte together?
I don't know. I haven't personally gone on there. But Jedi Bunny, she was like, "Here's this first video in this fun series," and I was like, "Thank you for a new conspiracy rabbit hole deep dive."
Jesus!
You
would think that if they're gonna do implants, you would want, especially with what she does, you'd want them under the muscle so it doesn't look like circles glued to your chest.
I wonder though if, because of what she does, if like the odds of damaging it are so high anyway that it's like safer and easier to repair if they're the more superficial ones, you know? Or it's like you're gonna pop the pouch at some point, flipping around and doing all that shit. So, or
Has
maybe
she had babies?
Make it more durable out like that. Nope. I don't think so. But
was she fucking Dave Bautista?
Probably. I don't remember. She fucks everybody. So she's a hoe. She's a hoe. Anyhow, so that I do.
What's the brother's name?
Reed, I think it was. Reed Flair, I think. Nobody's corrected me in the chat, so I think I must have gotten it right. So thank you, Russell Hall, for the super chat. Currently, sorry, I missed this one. I'll get back to you in a second. Dateslav Act Mandkeri, thank you for the super chat. Keep fighting. No power in the verse can stop us. What's that from? There's your quote of the day. No power in the verse can stop me.
I'm trying. Oh God, this chick's got fucking porn out.
I don't want to see it ever. Thank you, Russell. Currently, as it stands, the rape club is a major pain in the ass. Ha ha ha. Did you see Buttigieg kiss his partner? It looked like a happy dude eating muff. Of course, chat's got me with that right away. Andrew Matthews, Holocron Library Fox, Eminator, Andrew, you guys know.
Oh my God, I might actually believe this conspiracy theory. They have the same face.
The Charlotte and Reed one. You've already gone deeper down it than I have, so
no, I'm like Googling it. Okay, so his nose. Okay, I kind of believe this conspiracy theory.
I mean, that's reasonable. Huh.
Yeah, definitely some work, but what am I saying? A lot of work. Okay. All right, I'm down. I believe it. I've been convinced. I looked at the faces and the body. Yeah. You guys got me.
I mean,
learn something every day.
What a lot of it is too, like for me, it's just like when you look at her, even you look at her in the ring, when you look at her wrestle, when you look at her move, she has a male physique. Like she
really does. It's the here, I'll show you.
Even the way her muscles, like the way her muscle structure and her muscle development works, you know, it's not just the face, which has been fucked up so many times. But
yeah, the face is like
she's
that's a lot. So this
from her shoulders
section,
through her hips, exactly.
I mean, okay, I get it when you gain weight or you gain muscle, but when a woman gains muscle in this area, you're gonna get that nice.
You get the influx. And the thing is, if you don't naturally have the waistline, they're really the most basic oblique moves, you know.
So if you want to see a woman that's really in shape, that has that, to look at a stomach to compare is look at Pink. Pink is in insane shape. Pink has like this V thing that's covered up in this picture that she has.
I'll do one better, and you don't even need insane shape. I will straight up pull up the picture from my Instagram. You guys have probably all seen
face, and then look at this face. Look at the nose,
the length of the nose, the bridge of the nose, the length of the face. It's the shape of the head. Yeah, it's very compelling. Now they were siblings, so it's like, okay, well, maybe, you know, they just looked really, really similar.
No, this is
Charlotte Flair has no curves. Charlotte has no curves whatsoever. No, because I'm just like,
I'm totally down with this conspiracy theory. I'm a believer. Yeah, look at Gina. Exactly. That's not how a biologically born woman gains muscle.
I mean, look, I'll show you. You guys have, if you've been following my, most of you guys probably have seen this one, but
yo, put a 1 in the chat if you think that Charlotte is actually Reed, and 2 if you're like, nah, you guys are crazy.
Because
I'm totally fucking convinced.
Seriously, I mean, for comparison's sake.
Oh, look at that.
I'm not the world's fittest human, and I can show you.
Oh my gosh, is that your less progress picture?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you look great, Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do you mind if, like, I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but how much have you lost?
From how, so I stopped stepping on the scale at my peak. There was a certain point during the pandemic where I was like, I am well over, I think I was over 220. So at one point, my best estimate, I think I probably got up close to 230, 235 at my heaviest. And so here I'm back down in this picture. I'm back down, I think just under 160 again. So.
Oh my gosh. And just for reference, everyone, Jesse's kind of tall. So it's like
5'7".
Weight is distributed differently when you're a little bit taller.
Also, no, straight up though. I mean, like, I'm not embarrassed either. Like, straight up, I was chonky, but I will show you what I looked like at 230 whatever pounds. And you think, God, that's a lot for a woman, you know, 235, 240 pounds. God, that's fucking huge for a, you know, a slightly above average female even. But where's fat Jesse? And we'll pull back. So we'll pull up skinny Jesse again afterwards because, you know, but here's this is me at max weight, 235 pounds probably. And it's not great, but I'm not embarrassed to show these pictures, you know? I'm like, it was my body then. I'm not happy with it, but I'm also like, I'm impressed with how tightly in I can pack all of those 80 extra pounds, you know?
I'm just like, here's my thing is usually, you know, people gain weight, but then they say they're going to do something about it, but you never see results. And then it's just a person complaining about how they're not losing weight, but you actually did it. Like you're like, hey, I realized, you're like, I think I gained some weight and I'm not comfortable with that. And I want to work to get back to where I am comfortable. And you actually did. Like, watching your progress stuff, it's really impressive.
Thanks.
And
It's
even
funny.
like seeing Jeff, like Jeff has lost so much weight.
Jeff's definitely in the over 100 pounds category. He doesn't weigh himself regularly, and now our scale's dead. Because previously Jeff would have exceeded.
What did you do to like do that?
Do you want to know the full?
Show the picture again.
What?
Show the now picture again, so that way everyone gets a palette.
See what's up. See
So
the
after
now.
seeing the
See the proofs in the pudding. Proofs in the pudding. Boom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised that those pants and like the sports bra fit you at both weights.
They are. I mean, the bottoms are Calvin Klein's, so I'm not to their quality. I'm impressed. I'm very fortunate now. Partially, like when I got bigger, I was like everything I was wearing was spandex anyway, and the only things I was staying in the house. I either just wasn't wearing clothes or was wearing sweats most of the time. And when I did go out, it was to teach fencing lessons, so I'd wear, I'd wear athletic stuff. But yeah, I got to the point where like I couldn't, when I would fence my student, I couldn't zip up my jacket. So I was like, well, try not to hit me here. Or I'd have to wear my lame, which is not a protective layer. It's just the conductive layer over no padding in order to get it to fit and still not be able to suit it up. So it's very dangerous. And like, I'm just letting a child who's actually really talented with a sword smack me basically with no padding. But yeah, the short version is, intermittent fasting, and then just maintaining a baseline of core and even a small amount of being active, even if it's small, because I'm still not like before I gained the weight, I was way more active. I still haven't gotten back to my old levels of activity. But it was the intermittent fasting. And the only reason that I recommend that over just basic diet and exercising, if diet and exercise works for you, if you're good at like figuring out what to eat and what not to eat, like that's step one is figuring out what's good for your body and what's not, because everyone's different too. Like 90% of people today are like, oh, I cut out carbs and I saw a great result. And I'm like, that's awesome. I can eat as much bread as I want to, and it doesn't make me feel bloated or icky or put on weight or anything like that. I eat pasta whenever I fucking feel like it. And it's fine. Now you're like, oh, the fasting part, that'd be too difficult for me. And blah. I'm like, if that's the thing, then diet and exercise, then just portion control, eat smaller meals and make sure you don't eat when you're not hungry. But for me, the reason why intermittent fasting works is my biggest problems were portion control and eating too fast. So I would eat too fast. I wouldn't realize how much I was eating, and I'd overeat and be like, oh my God, now I'm fucking dying.
Like me when I got 4 plates of enchiladas. They made that so difficult.
That was unnecessarily complicated. Love the picture though.
I know that's the only good thing is like we got a funny picture out of it.
And Sweetie makes a great point. Another thing is you have to enjoy your process. It's hard, but it shouldn't be miserable. It's not sustainable. One of the biggest things for me was drinking. Drinking precluded me from losing the weight I wanted to lose and being as healthy as I wanted to be. Because
did you stop like Thirsty Thursdays because of this?
I actually stopped those when I scheduled for like a schedule reasoning, and then didn't pick them up again because we were moving away from that. And I was like, it was like after the new year, whenever it was, I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I didn't pick it up. I stopped for a different reason, but I didn't pick it up again for that reason. And I also used to have a problem too. My metabolism was slow as shit. I was like going for hikes, doing Krav Maga, all this stuff. And it was like, I'm burning calories like crazy, but the amount of calories I was putting back in alcohol, because you don't realize how many calories per ounce that shit is. So the amount I was putting back in my body with alcohol and the amount it was slowing down my metabolism. And because I was doing it for the channel, I was locked into drinking minimum once a week. Back when it was like the Tuesdays, it was like every fucking Tuesday was getting hammered. And during the heydays of the channel, it was awesome. I was making great money, but I was drinking like 2 bottles of wine every Tuesday night. And then getting up and going to work in the morning. And then usually on the weekends, hanging out with my Philly boys and getting drunk with them too. Plus, yeah, it dehydrates you. I was probably, in spite of all the exercise I was doing, really unhealthy. But the thing was, drinking was part of my lifestyle. And I wanted that lifestyle more than I wanted this body. And so I never before in any of my previous efforts to get to my target weight and get to there, I'm still on the journey, still working towards. I'm going to get there this time. I know I am, because this time is different, you know? But yeah, it was just that. And like, you can't force it. That's one of the things. Like, my best advice for people who are on that constant journey of, I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape, I want to drop those pounds, I want to, same thing with Jeff. You know, you guys probably saw what Jeff looked like before. You see what it looks like now. And his whole life, he's been closer to the weight he was before, and has wanted to lose and has tried to lose and has done various things with various levels of success, but nothing stuck in the long term. And that said, all those efforts and times we've tried before weren't wasted time. It's like having that constant baseline of, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to get healthy, I'm trying to eat healthy, I'm trying to get fit, meant that I was constantly learning more about how to eat right, about how my body responded to eating patterns, to exercise patterns, to what I was putting into my body. And I was getting all of that information. So when I was ready, when it was just right for me and I was ready, it just happened. Now I have all the information. So, okay, intermittent fasting was a thing that happened to work for us. We do roughly 16 and 8 hours in our day are, you know, we can eat whatever we want, whenever we want, when we're hungry within that period of time. And then outside of that, we don't. But we're not strict on that either. We're like, as long as we're within 12, it's no problem. Because for us, it's not about sticking to a regimen, fasting hours and getting your body on a schedule. It's about having that time in between to reset, to finish digesting, to utilize the nutrients in your body, and to let your stomach shrink. That's the key one. So you physically can't overeat during your, you know, when you are eating. And so then it was the same for both of us. So I was like, now is just the time. And so I feel about a lot of things. It's like, if you want to lose weight, then keep working at it. Don't get discouraged. Don't get down on yourself. Don't punish yourself for fucking up. Just always get back to it. Never give up. Never throw it away. Never say, oh, fuck it. But just always never give up on yourself, basically. Because when you're ready, you'll show up. I read another person's account. I read a whole book. I think my mom recommended it to me or something about someone else's weight loss journey and shit. And she said the same thing. And she talked about alcohol, and she talked about talking to one of her friends. And her friend was like, but I don't want to stop drinking. Why should I have to stop drinking with dinner and drinking with this and drinking blah? Because I like it. And her friend was like, when you're ready, you'll give it up. You know, then when losing weight is more important than having that drink, then you'll stop doing it. And at the time I was like, fuck that shit. I want to drink. There's nothing wrong with it. I like drinking. And now I'm here and I'm like, I wouldn't say it that way to somebody because I don't think that's encouraging. But what I would tell them is, then that's cool. Then right now, that priority outweighs this goal. And that's okay. Just understand that, just don't give up on yourself and don't punish yourself for having those priorities. Just live with who you are and accept that eventually those priorities, if you keep wanting, if you keep putting it out there and taking those baby steps towards the thing you really want, eventually you'll figure out how to realign your priorities to get there. It's kind of like what we talked about script writing earlier. It's very similar. It's like, if you know where you're going, that's why people talk about goal setting and affirmations and shit as being so important. It is so much easier to figure out how to get there if you know where you're going.
Yes. And I'm such a like scatterbrain that I never really know. And I never really took it seriously. Now that I have my jaw thing out, I never took it seriously. It's like, oh yeah, you need to be disciplined. You need to stick by a schedule. I was like, no, I'll do it when I feel like it, and I'll do it when I want. And it's like, no, you can't do that. And so it's like, it was really easy for me to do that when I was like having to go into work and stuff. And then when I'm like actually doing work with deadlines and stuff. But when it comes to my own personal stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'll put the decorations up when I feel like it. And then it's like, oh, the holiday is tomorrow. And the boxes. And I took the tubs down and I didn't put it up. That's how I am with Christmas. I don't like Christmas decorations as much as I'm known for liking my baby Jesuses. Christmas is the one holiday that I don't get excited to decorate, which is good because Peaches does. He's like all about Christmas. And I'm like, the second it's February, I'm like, it's fucking Valentine's Day, bitches. Give me the hearts, give me the chocolate, give me the puppy dogs. But
That's adorable.
even Halloween, I'm just like, I know it's coming, and now I'm like, all right, I gotta get it all decorated. But the two holidays that I'm like, I do it immediately is Easter and Valentine's Day. And then
Oh,
ironically is St. Patrick's Day, because I just decorated for it last year.
nice.
St. Patrick's Day is like Peaches' birthday. And I
Oh,
actually like the way it looks in my house. So I'm like excited to put it up in my house. But no, like even with the eye project, it's like I have a set goal. The one thing that I've been putting off is when to set the date for the art show. And because I have to lock down a gallery first.
Obviously. Yeah.
But so once I have like a specific date when I'm like, this is when the art show is going to be, and I have to get these eyes painted. But like when I was actually sticking to the schedule that I wanted, which was let me paint an eye every single day, I was painting an eye every single day. And I got so much work done. And I'm like, I'm glad that I did this. And I'm glad that I like committed to doing it on air.
Yeah.
Or else I probably would have gotten half of these done, because I would have said, no, I need to do these other things. But it's like, yeah, take 2 hours out of my day to do this painting. And it's not like I'm painting the whole 2 hours. I'm talking, I'm setting up the stream, I'm mixing the paint and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you need to tell me what color you want yours and Jeff's leafing.
Oh,
you want to see Mostiverse? It looks really good.
Yeah. I'll read this in the meantime. Leviathan says, when do we get this weekly stream called Taxation is Theft, in which Anna rants about taxes while young Rippa just keeps saying yes and agrees?
Oh my God, Jesse, I got so mad.
Oh, God.
I don't usually talk about politics, but I got some messages back from like, I was like, what the fuck do you mean they're taking out money for this? I'm like, I don't even qualify for that. Why am I? Anyways, so I still have to brush off the excess, but so I need to, I'm still working on it, because it's going to be all, this is most diverse in the chat. And I think Adri was in here too. This is like the antique copper one.
Oh.
And then this is like the antique or vintage like gold one.
Nice.
But I was like, ooh, I think that these look really good.
They both turn out great.
But one of the things with couple ones is I think that they should be matching, and then each eye should be like, facing each other.
That makes sense.
I couldn't remember if yours and Jeff's were like that.
So
I think that they are. I think.
Awesome. If you need another picture, can always get you a different picture. I might have the picture I sent you of Jeff's might have had both of his eyes in it too. So I might not have given you a super close.
Remember, I like just took a picture.
Oh yeah, you took a picture. Yeah.
I was like, give me your fucking eye. Let me see
it.
Let me see if yours and Jeff's are the facing each other.
I like that. Russell says, has Cecil seen this Charlotte Flair person? He'd definitely be into that. Look at the bump of the crotch. Oh my God. I'm sure Cecil has. Well,
I'm gonna have to get going, because I was stupid, guys. I thought the show was at 9 p.m. and I was like, oh yeah, it'll be totally enough time after Jesse, like mine and Jesse's stream. And then I was like, oh no, it's 9 p.m. Eastern.
Well,
I do this to myself sometimes, and I feel funny.
Well, chat, if you guys want, I was in preparation of having Anna possibly sleep through the entire night. I did have this guy out and ready. So chat, if you guys want, drop a 1 if you want me to hang out a little and play you guys some tunes. Drop a 2 if you've been happy with this broadcast and are ready to move on with your Wednesday. No offense will be taken either way. If you are in the 1 category and we don't stick around tonight, you can always find me over on 17 Live playing all of the time, because I'm a musician. That's what I do. I make my living now being a musician on 17 Live. So go there. Thank you, Reese, for the $10 super chat. Well done, Jess. Looking good. I appreciate that so much. I'm actually need to get back in shape so I can look like a serious athlete when I show up at fucking Novacare complex and go, hey, Sirianni, let me do your job for a week and see if I can do a better fucking job of it. The answer is yes.
Jeff, it's not, but I'm just gonna flip Jeff's image.
There you go. That'll work.
I'll just flip it.
His eyes are very symmetrical. No one will notice.
I took forever to get that picture of your damn eye. I had to drive to your house and be like, let me take a picture of your eyeball.
I know.
Which is gonna look good though.
It's not my fault that I can't light my own eye. My eyes are hard to light. That's actually a chronic problem I have, is lighting my own.
Well, it's gonna be fun painting your eye because you have blonde eyelashes.
Yeah. Exciting.
That's gonna look so pretty. Some people like girls especially, which I totally understand because I would be the same way. It's like, I don't want to not have makeup on. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to paint in your blemishes. It's going to look pretty.
Yo, I
But
love
it's
not having
like your
makeup on.
natural eyelashes are so much prettier than if you have like fake ones. Like me, I have eyelash extensions, but it just looks better. So your blonde ones are going to be fun to paint. I like painting blonde eyelashes. I have learned this.
That's exciting. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I love my face without makeup. I only put it on every time I go on a stream because it's always been trial and error, and it's nothing about, you know, needing to wear makeup or needing to perform for people or look a certain way. It's just about, this is the reason why actors, even male actors, wear makeup on set. When you have a giant glowing light shined up in your face, it creates shadows.
It's not the same.
Exactly. You're not putting on makeup to look pretty. You're putting on makeup to recontour your face so it looks right under those lights.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way doing theater. I was like, oh Jesus, like you have to literally cake it on like a drag queen, and even then it still looks like you're not wearing makeup. But
yeah, the worst is reporters, because they have to be like either for studio lights, you know, the news anchors and shit, or then on location ones that have to be set up for any kind of light.
My favorite, the way my skin looks, is like when I wake up in the morning and then I wash my face and I scrub it, like right after that. It looks so good and like glowing.
I love that too.
But then I get in here and I'm like, I'm not gonna wear makeup today. I look like fine. You know, my skin looks great. And then I get on camera and
you
I'm
turn
like,
on the camera and you're like, oh God, exactly.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm
I had
under
that-
control. And I tell Peaches, I'm like, why? How can you love a face like this? And he's like, you look fine. And I'm like, look at what I look like on camera. And he's like,
exactly. Yo, Jimbo, sorry your messages weren't working earlier. He says, holy shit, you fucking lost 70 pounds. What the fuck kind of Wheaties did you eat? Actually, my real secret, by the way, was weed. Was what got us onto intermittent fasting was early in the pandemic. Oh yeah, Anna, go ahead and take off because you gotta go. I will stick around for a little bit for the rest of you guys. So thank you for being here. And I'll let everyone know, make sure they know anything they need to know before you go.
And yeah, just go back my calendar. That Star Wars girl, I'm on everywhere. I'll talk to you later, Jesse, about the thing we were talking about earlier. And bye everyone. I'll be on Billy Tucci's channel. Bye.
All right, go check it out after this. Runs with that of Super Die. I want Jeff and Jesse in my raid party or apocalypse survival team. Good choices. Words. Yeah, no, the real secret, the real true secret to how we actually got under intermittent fasting is last year when we stopped drinking, because actually the real reason I ultimately gave up drinking, I didn't give it up. I drank a ton while Dion was here, and you guys see me drink on stream and stuff since. I'm just retired. I come out of retirement at will, but you know how it is with retired people. They don't like to stay in retirement. So T voice scratch. So last year, roundabouts 420, Jeff and I were like, well, there's a big sale going on at the Higher Path. I guess we should go celebrate the holiday. And we did. And hi, Lando. We did and enjoyed the hell out of it and got some crazy edibles when it started going some crazy trips with that. And started to realize that edibles were very expensive, and decided to invest in a more expensive vape pen, so we could try out these oils and shit in this higher concentrated form. Not necessarily because we needed the highest concentrated form you could get, but because it was not combustion. It's not harsh on your lungs. So, and I sing, so can't have that shit. So we started vaping and to marijuanas, and found that a side effect was that in addition to being able to get 95% concentrates, it didn't give us the munchies the same way the edibles did. So edibles, we would take it, we would start tripping in the supermarket, buy $200 worth of bullshit, eat half of it, take more the next day, eat the rest of it, and then we would gain. That's how I gained all of that weight in that fat picture of me you saw. And then we started vaping and would get so high and into whatever we were space activities we were doing that we'd forget to eat, straight up forget to eat for hours. It'd be like 3 or 4 and we'd be like, I guess we should eat now. And then we realized, because we were leaving these like 12 and 16-hour gaps between meal times, from the day before to the next day, our stomachs were shrinking, and all of a sudden the weight just started coming off, and we were like, oh, I guess we should do this on purpose now. So I wonder if I can manage to play stuff that's not going to get me copy struck tonight. Probably not, which is a shame, because, you know, most of this stream was my own content, but who cares? Do you guys also, if you want, we can just hang out and chat more if you want to hear me blah, or if you want to hear me music. Boo. Where is the cats are the primary, the little kiddos, the youngest boys have been asleep on the love sack all afternoon. They're finally tuckered out from all the guests we've been having. Dion and Hillary left today. We'll miss them. Chat with music. All right, so you want me to just sit here and play background for you while I talk? Good night, the Leviathan. You get copies for playing a guitar. So actually, I will fight it this time if I do it, because technically, if I'm covering the song myself with the guitar, it's okay. But turns out my covers are all good enough that they trigger YouTube's automatic copy sensors, and yeah. So, oh my God, Yojimbo. So should I sing it for you since I'm teasing it for you? That is what cats do: eat, sleep, and plot the destruction of the world. So the funny thing, though, with Jane and Shapancake is that they're broken cats. They think they're people. So they just think of more ways to love us. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity, dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Yo, Jimbo, I can do that. Don't same old song, just a drop of water in an endless sea. It's the lips away. Now I'm blanking on the lyrics. That's fine. I will play an original before I get copy struck for singing Dust in the Wind. All right, originals of my... I could always do What Went Wrong. That requires an electric guitar. Of my acoustic originals, or my Rose of the Phantoms, who does that one, Wrapped Around Your Finger? I don't know that one, but if you tell me who does it, I'll check it out and see if I can learn it for the 1/7 Live Sphere. Andy requests Fortress. He knows the names to my songs already. I'll put the names out there for the rest of you. Or do you guys want to just hear my anthology? Would you guys like to hear the God Empress anthology right now? Because that we can do, and I better not get fucking copy struck for that shit. All right, Fortress. This is my pandemic song. I wrote it last year. There's a guitar solo that's normally supposed to be, because this is normally an electric song too, but this is the acoustic version that doesn't have the guitar solo in it. Waking up at 11 is such a chore. Don't know if I can do it for very much more. Moonlight and the stars make much better friends. Daylight is just a means to an end. I ain't got the time to listen to people tell me how I should think. Maybe it's a sign to lock all my windows and close all my doors and wait for my silence to start. my fortress, it's the sound of your beating heart. The world outside is broken and I want no part. Still call people human if they lost their heart. Everywhere you turn, someone's stoking fear. My four walls go up, they can't touch me here. People lose their minds whenever I tell them I don't care what they think. So I know that it's time to lock all my windows and close all my doors and wait for my silence to start. There's only one noise allowed in my fortress, it's the sound of your beating heart. So this is normally where the guitar solo would go. You can imagine it. Didn't make a rule disallowing boys. Come inside if you leave behind the noise. This might be the last place where the grass is still green. Greener only when there's a you to my name. I don't need to try to tell other people how I think they should think. I just need you and I to lock all my windows and close all my doors and wait for the silence to start. There's only one noise allowed in this fortress, it's the sound of our beating heart. That's called Fortress. I wrote that song last year. Thank you, Runs with Phantoms. Thank you for sending the super chat. You totally didn't have to. Wrapped Around Your Finger by The Police. How does that one go off the top of my head? I must know it. I know a good amount of the Police songs. I'm going to look this one up and let me just hear it real quick. See if I off the top of my head. So fun. By the way, that riff that you enjoyed there, thank you so much. But do I know this one that I know? Come on. It's one of my favorite things, and it's funny if you listen to my music. Okay, I do know this one. I have to listen to it better to learn it to do it. Thank you, Ghislaine Leduc. Please clap. I appreciate that. So that's Fortress. There's a frag. I can play you if I can remember. I can't remember the fragment. Something I was still working on. But yeah, that's all just a D suspended run, adding the suspended fourth and dropping to the suspended second. So fun fact, I first learned about suspended chords in You've Got to Hide Your Love Away by the Beatles. From the chorus, hey, you've got to hide your love away. That run is a suspended fourth, the suspended to the regular A, to the suspended second, and back up. So now I'm doing the D, but instead of running down and up, I'm starting at the root chord, and I'm going up and down, up to the suspended fourth and down to the suspended second. So playing around with your suspended additions and subtractions, especially in the key of D, that's like that's one of my things as a guitarist. I've realized this from playing with Walsey now on 17 Live. So in case you're wondering, over on 17 Live on Fridays, normally, though not this week, but we're doing Thursday next week. Normally I jam with my buddy Walsey. We're back there. And, rocking out, covering shit and all that stuff. And I've discovered my habits as a guitar player a lot through like that stuff. One of mine is always messing around with the suspendeds on the D. So it sort of stands to reason that I wrote an entire song from it. And that might have even been how I came to the song, was, well, what do I like to do? Well, every time I play a song, I'm always messing around on the D. I love playing around with my suspended D chords, so let's do something with it. And that's how that came out. Oh, so I will tell you, so much of my musical influences and playing influences and writing influences come from this first song I learned how to play. You Gotta Hide Your Love Away by the Beatles. This CG, this freaking C add 9 G combination, I live for this. I live on this C add 9 chord. It's one of my favorite chords in the world. Especially with this part, which is like an add. It's like, it's a beautiful chord. And it shows up in so much of what I play and do. And I'll change a lot of regular C's to that version of the C when I'm playing it. Thank you for the super sticker, Andy. He stands. Why is it not showing up? Andy. Where is it? Show me. Show it to me. Where is it? Is this from? It's right here. 6:09 p.m. Says it on here. There we go. It's a heart. Thank you, Andy. You're so supportive of my music. What's up, man? Squatch. Just playing you a couple tunes to end out the High Council. Round it out since Anna had to go early. So yeah. Runs that says, sorry, I know playing Wrapped Around Your Finger requires some transcribing for acoustic guitar, but I have faith in your talent. No worries. I will take a look at it and see what I can do with it. It'll have fun. I'm doing a rock and roll version of Jolene now. So yeah, in addition to all that stuff, one of the first songs I ever wrote comes directly. It's suspended. Essentially, Holocron Library Fox is exactly what the matriarchy is. So based on that run on the Suspended Force, I reversed that and wrote this song, the music for the song, when I was 13 years old. I wrote the lyrics when I was about 16. It's called Words Can't Describe. I've been hurting for so long. I want my pain to be gone. You're so far, too far to go. There's just one thing that I know. Words cannot describe the way I feel about you. Try as I might, I still get lost in you. I cannot control these thoughts inside of me. All that I want is for you to need me. Your smile plays across my thoughts. I never realized the cost of falling so hard in love with you and hoping like hell you love me too. But words cannot describe the way I feel about you. Try as I might, I still get lost in you. I cannot control these thoughts inside of me. All that I want is for you to need me. One day when the dream comes true, and at last I'll be with you. In your arms I'll melt away. You meet my eyes and say, words cannot describe the way I feel about you. Try as I might, I still get lost in you. I cannot control these thoughts inside of me. All that I want is for you to need me. And that song's called Words Cannot Describe, which I also wrote. So, Runs with Phantoms, thank you for the fucking compliment. Your suspended chords remind me of certain Jimmy Page chords, like off Physical Graffiti, I think. Yeah. Led Zeppelin is fond of their suspended chords. They do a lot of suspended chords, and it's beautiful. Oh, wait, Die Motherfucker Die? That's not my song, Andy. I did not write that song. Die Motherfucker Die is by Get Set Go. They're a great band. I fucking love them. I wish I'd written that song. But no, I cannot take credit for that one, even though it sounds like a song only I would have written. Thank you, Roger's Vandoms. This one sounds like a Celtic shandy or something. Perfect. I mean, clearly all my, like, even back then, I actually picked up the mandolin in college. I like Irish folk music. So that was, I'm glad that, like, my influences have shown up in there. Yeah, no, I did not write Die Motherfucker Die. I wish I had, because like I said, it sounds like a song only I would have written. But no, that is in fact by a band called Get Set Go, and they are wonderful. Their version features a viola, so I highly recommend checking it out, even though mine is, of course, more fun. I did write an all-instrumental song called Journey, which ultimately became titled thus, because it was kind of a journey to write the song. Would you guys like to hear it? I don't care, I'm playing it. It's called Journey. Yeah, that was my bad day song. I used to listen to that every day on the bus going to high school. Thank you, Stephanie Vargas. So that was yeah, I wrote that song. It's called Journey. Wrote that over a period. Runs with Fandoms says I literally request EVS's Daddy Can't Rape Us All. Oh my god. If I covered an EVS song, I'd probably cover Save the Last Piece of George for Me, because that one just touches my heart. Thank you, Yo Jimbo. Perfect song for the outside of a tavern. Love the lyrics. This is better than most open mics I've been to. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. That means a lot. If you do enjoy me playing, guys, that's what I do most on most of my streams over on 17 Live, where I am streaming most of the time now because, you know, YouTube isn't nice to me. So I've found somebody who was. Yeah, so if you do like what you hear, you can always check. Oh my God, Andy, thank you so much for the incredibly generous super sticker. Totally unnecessary. You're already my #1 supporter over on 17 Live. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being you. Oh my God, you're my favorite. You don't have to send me all that love. Thank you, Andy. You're wonderful. But yes, I really thank you. I love doing this. Thank you, Hologram Library Fox. I play and I sing because I love it, and I always have. Even I used to do it when I wasn't very good at it, much to the chagrin of everyone around me. So it is a fucking gift to now have worked enough to be able to play and sing in a way where people actually want to listen. It is a fucking gift. It's something I've wanted so badly my whole life. And so thank you for being a part of that with me today. And now a sad song. This one was renamed, even though it was written before I met Jeff. This one was renamed by the chat sometime in between. I think it was towards the end of when I kidnapped Jeff in August. The chat affectionately renamed the song "Don't Go Back to Ohio." So, hey, what's up, Goat Boy Blue? You missed out on Anna. She had to go a little earlier, and so here we are now, just playing some tunes to wrap up the playing some tunes to ramp up the show. This is another one that I wrote, affectionately retitled "Don't Go Back to Ohio." It's the song that I once performed on an open mic on Valentine's Day, and I'm like, great! It's so good that this open mic was scheduled for Valentine's Day when this is my depressing song about being depressed. Aw, thank you, Go Boy Blue. I'm happy to have you here. One more day to pray, one more life to take away. Should be feeling sorry this late in the day, but I never learned the meaning of the word. I lament for all I've lost, miss everything I never had, never been in love, but I heard that it sucks anyway. Somewhere in a dream I've heard there's a happy ending once in a while. See, Andy, but it's too late for me, 'cause I've wasted all the dreams. Now my sun is setting, and I don't know why. What's right to me is always wrong in another's eye. so far away. Maybe I could be happy, but still I can't stay. It's my time to go away. Somewhere in a dream I've heard there's a happy ending once in a while. It's too late for me, 'cause I've wasted all the dreams. Oh. I love this conversation about your grammar conversation going on in the chat right now. That's affectionately titled "Don't Go Back to Ohio," my apparent song about Jeff. So I will do a couple. I love grammar semantic conversation. I was with Jack Sauer. I don't know if you just got here or if you've have been here this whole time and we're I just piped in right now to let you know your grammar was actually right the first time and then it was wrong. Cracks me up. Oh, yo, I'm a grammar Nazi too. Jeff is a wonderful dude. I'm very lucky. Where am I? Oh yeah, Mountainside. This one's usually on the mandolin. But I cover it. I cover it. It's my song. I cover my own song that is written for the mandolin on the guitar. It's called Mountainside. Everything out of my mouth is a question. Every time that I fall down, I don't learn my lesson. How can I tell you goodbye when I never learn your name? Anything that I might think is already spoken. And anything that I might build is already broken. I get by watching the time fly. This time tomorrow. Yeah. I'm sorry, I was reading and distracting myself with my own damn lyrics. Watching the time fly. Rarely think of you. I have to climb every mountain that I see, and I had a bad breakfast in the morning. Sometimes when I wake up, there's one thing I want to know, and it's where did you go? Anytime I lose my path, the raven is crowing. Anytime I get afraid, the wind will start blowing. I've been warned after I was scorned. Nobody helps me find my way. Anytime my light goes dark, I've learned to sleep there. And any of the secrets I'm told, I've learned to keep there. I've seen quite a few unexplainable sights, but you are the greatest mystery. I have to climb every mountain that and hoping that you'll find me. The chord never sounds right on the guitar. Anytime I see the sun, I wish it were raining. And everything that I have done, it all needs some changing. I could wait for my life to take shape, but this time tomorrow I'll be gone. I have to climb every mountain that I see, and I have a bad vision in the morning. Sometimes when I wake up, there's something I want to know, and it's where did you go? Hey, welcome back, Sweet Pea. Yeah, I was just doing a litany of originals. Yar, or I don't know if you've been here the whole time. Yar. Yeah, it's called Mountainside. That one, there is a recording of that on my channel, on the regular one. There's also my cover of Angel from Montgomery, in which I do the mandolin, the electric guitar, including the solos, which I composed for that version. And oh, thank you, the Go Boy Blue. Yeah, that's there. Now, I hope you guys were listening to the song titles. If you can always go back and find out. If you type in one of those song titles into YouTube, you can use that to unlock the key to finding my original channel, my old OG, like when I was in high school, I put up the first couple things I ever made and then used it to post some of the shit I made in college and some random crap. And there might even be an audition tape that I left unlisted for funsies after I submitted it. Well, Goat Boy Blue, I got Jeff an electric bass for his birthday. Maybe one time though, we'll have to, meet up somewhere and do an acoustic set together. Bass is great. Bass is important. I was like, what is every band always struggling to get? A good bass player. So what if I just create one? Anybody know any good drummers though? Because I definitely need a drummer. But yeah, that song is, like I said, if you type in all those titles into YouTube, if you type the right one in, you will find the music video I made to that song that is on the old channel. I think it's this most viewed video on that old channel. You'll also find my college senior film. It's a 25-minute horror short that I made as a senior in college. So the only reason I'm not just telling you what the name of this old channel is because I think it's funny to send you on the scavenger hunt. But by all means, enjoy all the shit that's on there. It's hilarious. I enjoy it still. So I'm gonna say goodnight pretty soon here because it's getting about the time we would have ended the matriarchy by now anyway. And I'm checking to see if this person that wanted to have dinner with me is going to be in any way available. Nah. So, God, Empress Jesse's litany of despair. Oh yeah, before I play you this last song, it is a cover, and it's a cover of a cover. Oh yeah, of course they go, Boy Blue. Ask questions. Ask anything. Ask me anything. Now, usually when I cover a song, I try to do my own version. I try to make it my own in some way. And oftentimes it sounds markedly unlike the original. Great example. I would swallow my pride. I would choke on the rights, but the lack thereof will leave me empty inside. I would swallow my doubt, turn it inside out, find nothing but faith in nothing. Wanna put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin round to a beautiful oblivion. Rendezvous, then I'm through with you. Burn, burn like a wicker cabinet, chalk white and oh so frail. I see our time has gotten stale. The tick-tock of the clock is painful, all sane and logical. I wanna tear it off the wall. I hear words and clips and phrases, I fake sick like ginger ale. My stomach turns and I exhale. I would swallow my pride, I would choke on the rinds, but the lack thereof will leave me empty inside. I would swallow my doubt, turn it inside out, find nothing but faith in nothing. Wanna put my tender heart in a blender, watch it spin round to a beautiful oblivion. So if you're familiar with the original of that one, which, like, I mean, if you were born in the 90s or before, you probably are. Eve 6. That original is much slower. I do that breakneck fucking speed, and I start my first chorus slow, and then I lead into it, and by the time I'm in the second chorus, I'm just like, all right, Goat Boy Blue. Are you named God Empress after Herbert Dune? Okay, so sort of. It is a reference. So the God Empress moniker came about in 2018 when I did my 10 days of live streaming at Summer Nationals. A lot of you guys will remember that, notably from back when people cared about Ivan. He came to hang out and stuff. We had our fake romance and all that shit. And then King Rob, we named King Rob that night. The nicknames began that week. So my roommate was Rob for that tournament. He became King Rob to King into North. And then we had Queen Mads. And I was like, wait a second. I got queens, I got kings, I got all these people. Everyone's getting a nickname on this channel. That's when it became a thing. If you come on the channel, you get a nickname. Seems so long ago. It does, man. It does. And so I was like, well, if we already have a king and a queen, I got to be above that somehow. So we were throwing out monikers for me. And so somebody thought of, well, God Emperor. That's a pretty, you can't get a lot higher than a God Emperor, can you? Not so much. And then so it was ultimately voted and agreed upon that, because then it was for a while, well, should you be the God Emperor and just say fuck, the genderizing of the name? But that's already been done, that exists. And so then it was, well, should the Goddess Empress just sounds retarded. So I think Goddess Emperor was a suggestion, and then God Empress, and God Empress just had the better ring to it, and people went with it. So now we're the God Empress. Exactly. So God Empress it is. So yeah, like I said, when I do a cover, I make it my own. I try to, sing it the way I like to sing it, change it around. I don't try to sound like the original, with the notable exception of this cover of a cover. One in the chat, if you guys are familiar with Nirvana's version of "Where Did You Sleep Last Night," the Lead Belly song they did in as the uncovered or the unplugged concert. It was the last song in the set, closed out the night. Let me know in the chat if you're familiar with it. Runs with phantoms? No worries. I agree. Adonai Echad. Spartan Flash Sentry, long time no watch. Hail Jesse, hail Spartan Flash Sentry, welcome back. What's up, Parody Bear? So we had the Matriarchy Day. It was great. It was wonderful. It was fun, and I had to flit away, so I figured I'd fill a little time playing the guitar for you guys. If you are enjoying what you are hearing, and you want to hear me play more guitar, the place to do that is over on 17 Live. It's an app. It's fun. I'm m.e.godempress on there, so you can go check me out. I'm currently competing to be the #1 musician on 17 Live this month in our anniversary event. It's going well so far. I was top 5 last week, holding top 5 so far, I believe, or it was yesterday. Anywho. So as I was just saying, though, I do most of my covers just in my own style, try to make them my own. But there's a few songs where I really feel like the original, like there's no point unless you're trying to do the original. And this is one of those examples. I guess I make it my own through most of the song, but for the last 2 verses, I try to be as faithful to Kurt Cobain as humanly possible. So nobody pressed the 1. So nobody knows what's coming. Nobody is familiar with Nirvana's Unplugged. Where Did You Sleep Last Night? If you are, then you know what's coming. If not, well, then I will use this opportunity to show you what my voice can actually do. never shine. I will shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I will shiver the whole night through. Her husband was a hard-working man, just about a mile from here. His head was found in a driving wind, but his body never was found. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I will shiver the whole night through. Shiver for me, baby. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun will never shine. I will shiver the whole night through. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I will shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm a-going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, sun shine, I will shiver the whole night through. So that's what I mean when I say I do that one in the style of Kurt Cobain. Thank you, Go Boy Blue. That the cool thing. Here's the coolest thing. Is that after doing that, you can hear it affects a little bit. Actually, I was going to raspy done today. Thank you, Ghislaine. Leduc. Ghislaine. I don't know. Pronouncing it probably horribly. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's fun for me. But like I said, it's fun. Part of it's fun for me is I don't I explained this the other day, is like when I yell, like I've always loved doing that, but I've always liked bands that have that element to it. And I've, lived in a house with 2 siblings, 2 parents, couldn't play the music a certain volume all the time, can't be screaming in your room like a nutcase, even though I wanted to all of the time. I would wait till people would leave the house. Oh my God, when I could drive, I'd put on fucking Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Oh my God. It was fun. And yeah, I loved. And I can still then go and do things like wise men say only fools rush in, for I can't last century. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? So yeah, so fun thing. It's like produce the sound, produce the noise and all that. And then when I'm actually yelling, it's like I'm making the sound of yelling with my voice. I'm not actually yelling. I'm producing my sound, you know, the way you're supposed to. It's just a chest voice. I'm belting, you know, it's like, whoa! That's basically what I'm doing. But I'm just intonation oddities after Kurt screaming, but still possible. But that's what I'm saying. Holocron Library of Arts. There was a time in my life where I would have done that and then not been able to talk afterwards, let alone done that and immediately been able to go, wise men say only fools rush in, and get the vibrato and the evenness there. Like it very much like calling cadence in the military. Exactly. You learn how to basically, you actually have to learn how to relax your throat a ton, because it's the tension in your vocal cords that hurts it. And then you just, it's like the same kind of idea. I think it helps. I think it was easy for me because I call myself a vocal mimic. I pick up on people's speech patterns and just without even thinking subconsciously, I talk like them. It makes me sound like an asshole when I talk to people with foreign accents too much, because then I become that jerk off that's like, I'm sounding like I'm talking in your accent. I would catch myself sometimes. Dude, some people though, Go Boy Blue, folk singers are, I love it. Anyway, so yeah, it was just that I just learned it, and there's a lot of My Chemical Romance and Kurt Cobain in my adolescence. And so if I wanted to sing Where Did You Sleep Last Night and I was in the car with my family, they didn't want to hear me shout in their ears. So I had to learn to do, tell me where did you sleep last night? And try to figure out, that was the one where I could never, that took me the longest. That's been like my pièce de résistance with the yelling, because you can't make that sound without putting the air behind it. Other things, I think a great example, like, wow! I can do that yell with like no volume. Wow! Like, that's just a sound, you know, I'm not yelling, but I can do that. Wow! No matter what volume, like I can make that yell louder, softer, whatever. And it's just a sound. It's just a noise that I'm producing without, I don't know. It's just weird. Singing, it's a thing. And I'm going to go on that. This is great. I'm going to play you. Should I play you guys out to something? I guess I should play you out. We should do an official ending song, since I talked my way through the ending of that last one. What's a closer? What's my favorite closer? Oh. Nah, I won't do that one. Share. Okay. Oh, those songs are in the channel. No, the songs that I played for you earlier, the ones that I wrote, you can't get me, you might, but so it is so hard to Go Boy Blue. That's what she said. The ones I wrote, you can find my recording of Mountainside on this channel. You can find my recording of one of the other songs that I named. If you remember the name, you can type it into YouTube and you will find it on my old channel. And via that, you find the music video as well as all of the shit that's on the old channel, including my senior work in film from college. So that's just a fun scavenger hunt for you guys to do if you want. But if you want to hear all my songs, including all of my covers all of the time, you got to go follow me at m.e. The M.E. stands for Mindless Entertainment. m.e.godempress on 17 Live. I stream all the effing time. So, yeah. All right. This is a good closer. to get up this great big hill of hope to my destination. Actually, that's the song I should leave you guys on. Is not that one. Is another original that's really an electric guitar song. But you want to hear Jesse of Days Past, Holocron Library Fox? I can give you that. Like I said, normally an electric guitar song. But or did you want all of that one, the Good Boy Malone? I'll close you out with my old punk rock song that I am going to bring back on that the electric guitar back there. Back when I had a punk rock band called Wasting Time. Jesse's a future band song. This song is called What Went Wrong. This is my personal rock anthem written by me. I'm thinking I should just go plug my guitar in. Nah, we'll try it. We'll try it on here. They say I get a life, but they don't have their own. They tell me don't do drugs, well they're out getting stoned. They say that I'll grow up, they think I'll wear this out. But if this was just a game, then why'd you have to shout? I'm the psycho, I'm the outcast, got no direction, just a human in black. The whole world falls in fear when you come walking in. You got your back to me, so you don't see my killer grin. You say you understand, but you're just like one of them. You think I'm all the same, you don't know who I am. I'm the psycho, I'm the outcast, got no direction, just a human in black. I love playing punk on acoustic though, I do it all the time. Your hands, you're way beyond your deal. So you wanna get me out of the way, hey, may lie, but I don't steal. You say to get a life, I like the one I got. So you say I'm just a worthless bitch. I'm not. I'm the psycho, I'm the outcast, got no direction, just a demon in black. So there's what went wrong. I played Blitzkrieg Bop with Walsey. He was on electric, but I was on acoustic. We did Blitzkrieg Bop the other day on the shit. That was fun. What went wrong? My rock anthem. You'll hear that recorded one day. That's been a song that's been meant to be on the radio for 17 years now. I wrote that song when I was 13 years old. Like Bill Hicks said, just play from your fucking heart. And it's the funny thing is those lyrics resonate with me today more than they ever have. Back to the day I wrote them. And so I was like, I played it the other night. I really listened, and I was like, yeah, this song's right. This song rocks. I fucking love it. And I love that I like what I write. You know, I enjoy my music. You know, if I recorded it, I'd listen to it. I have listened to it anyway. Oh yeah, 1-7 Live. So that's it's 17. What is this thing? 1-7 Live is what it's supposed to be. The idea is we are one world joined across 7 continents, all streaming together. So that's the name. It's Japanese. It's a Japanese company. So, you know, that's what's up. So one last time, guys, if you want to hear more music from your God Empress, it's m.e.com. God Empress over on 1-7 Live. You do have to make a little account over there. It is an app. Think of it like an app-based game that you'd free download, that you download and get to make an account. And then enjoy the game. There are so many ways to participate and have fun without spending a single dollar. You could sink countless hours into the app, tooling around, watching live streamers without spending a cent. And the best part is your live streamers will actually still appreciate you because you can send these things called snacks for free that help boost your achievement score. You can drop infinite likes on that platform in a stream, which boosts the achievement score. You can drop shares, which actually directly, pointedly help your streamers. Every time you announce a link, I'm feeling the impulse to drop the link. Ha! I mean, there you go. I mean, that's a good impulse. Are you modded over here? Are you not? Or I would say, if you're not modded, there we go. I don't know why you're not. Yeah. You just feel like it's well overdue. Well overdue for you, my friend. There you go. Now you can drop the link. Huzzah! So yeah, that's there. My pleasure, the Goat Boy Blue. Thank you for sticking around and listening, guys. Thank you for everybody. You said you'd mod me in January. I'm sorry. It's done. It has been done. Okay. I'm late, but better late than pregnant. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day. And on that note, guys, thank you once again for having a blast with me. I will be live on 17 Live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific, because that's where I like so many days of the week. Fridays normally, literally next Thursday, actually, I jam with Wallsy. My friend comes over, we hang out back there, we play awesome covers, we rock out for hours at a time. So it's your mindless radio, guys. You want mindless radio for your ride home, the end of your workday, your evening, whatever it is, throw it on and listen. I enjoy just being a mindless peasant. Well, you are no peasant, the Goat Boy Blue, because everybody we take under our wing is a mindless mobster. So there you go. You're already been elevated. So to the mindless mob, thank you for joining us. And until next time, Cosby cocktails and gentlemen, don't forget, practice makes